So even if I don't hear this song. Okay.
Got it.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please hold and you will be able to listen to the show.
California. Lonely legacy Black Panther Party. Protect and respect it. And never.
You are now in the host queue.
Good.
Yes.
Good on this end on here. Comrades, here's up at. We're good on it. Okay, we're good on all levels. Okay, right on. Give thanks. Okay, we good on intellectual radio. We good on blog talk radio. We good on that end, y'all. Make sure my speakerphone. Fremont, I'm on the air. I'm on the air. Okay. Can you hear me? Okay, wait. Okay, make sure I'm okay. Get my groove back. Okay, where's the thing? Is how you do this thing? Okay, y'all forgive me. Cub with me. How you do this thing? Am I on speakerphone? Fremont, can you hear me on Blog Talk? Am I live?
Yes, sir. Fremont.
Okay, how do I get to my speakerphone? Okay, one second. Okay, there you go. Fremont, am I good on the speaker there? Fremont, can you hear me? I still can't hear you on the speakerphone. Y'all forgive me. Y'all can hear me, but I can't hear you on the speaker. What is going on here? One more time. Okay. I'm gonna have to work with this then. Okay, we have to work with this. Okay, heads up, eyes open, the fist clench. Y'all know who this is. Now we do this. Let's get locked and loaded for another episode of Free All Radio here at Intellectual Radio. November, help me out. November, grooving so fast. All I got December 4th on my mind. We got some important dates coming up before then also. November 28th, we're going to talk about, I know y'all, the 20th. I cannot believe this speaker is not working, man. Let me hang up the call right back and blog. Let me hang up the call right back. Now, then again, blog, let me hang up the call you right back. Let me try to, I can't hardly hear you. Hold on, I don't know what's going on here. Okay, hang up. Okay, we do this thing. Yeah. Okay.
Blog Talk Radio. Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please hold and you will be able to listen to the show.
But you can't jail the revolution.
You are now in the host queue.
Nothing more important than stopping fascism, because fascism will stop us all.
Back when I was young, I knew this shit would come.
Okay, y'all, let's try this one more time. Let's get locked and loaded for another episode of Free All Radio. Let me see if I can hear you this time. Free All. Yeah. Okay, I can. Yeah. It's kind of muffled with you. We ain't gonna trip. We ain't gonna major minus. We're gonna do what it do. Cause we say if it come down, we gotta use 2 10 cans in the string. We gonna do what it do, y'all. Y'all, let's get locked and loaded for another episode of Free All Radio here, November 20th, 2024. I keep on saying 2025. You dig? 2024. 2024. You dig? We in the spirit of making history, taking history and taping history, y'all. Y'all can't take a pause for the calls and let them know. Open them front doors and back windows. I know in Chicago, y'all saying that the weather didn't drop us and it got a little cold here, you dig? But we gonna one of our programs here, the Free on Radio, we finna push it to the limit. If you got a curfew or if you can't go past state lines or some sort of restrictions, you might want to hold fast on this ride because you dig. We might get calls from far as Ghana, Africa, you know what I'm saying? Might get calls from, from one of the reservations, you know what I'm saying? You might get calls anywhere from within inside the concentration camps, when our political prisoners, right, you know what I'm saying, from Mumia Abu Jamal to your cousin to the sister who's kidnapped from down the street from you, might call in. So be ready, you know what I'm saying? Take your seatbelts up for this ride. 929-477-3785 and then press 1. 929-477-3785, press 1. We are on a also 708-223-8953. 708-223-8953. Here we go. I just told my man to text me. Okay, hit the okay, on the radio, tell them go down to the door. Somebody hit the doorbell. They got it. Yeah, yeah. No audio. Okay, no audio on Instagram. No audio. I'm gonna click up. I'm gonna click up and call y'all. I'm gonna come right back in, y'all. I can't wait till the day I get, you know, the whole setup. You know what I'm saying? I'm a vent for a minute too when I trade. I'm finna vent for a minute. I'm finna I know what I was gonna say. I'm finna vent. I'm finna lay out some things, some of the struggles we go through that people have no idea. Y'all can't hear me on there. I feel Marshall said to me, say, Champion, like you always say, motherfucker, make this shit look easy. Motherfuckers think it's easy. You dig? Hold fast. Okay. I'm gonna tap back in. I'm gonna cut off Instagram and come right back because I think the audio has been dropped. They just said no, they can't hear me on Instagram. They can hear me on Facebook, they can't hear me. Yeah. I'll come back in. People call in, y'all block my they call this phone. Okay, let's try this again. You come back. Okay, Facebook can hear me. Facebook can hear me. Instagram is the issue. Instagram is the issue. Okay, let's get Instagram a minute. Let's give Instagram a minute to tap in with us. Okay, I can't accept no phone calls to the phone. You did, because once the phone calls come to somebody that cuts us off on our audio. Okay, Instagram is tapping in with us, y'all. Calling number is 929-477-3785. You're gonna press 1 to get in. We're gonna be to this is a section we refer to as Cubs and community conversation. You did. We're gonna talk about a number of different issues. You may see free them all in the video. This what it is. Long live legacy of Spurgeon, Jake Winters. Let me say something. Oh, also, okay, the top theme is you did. We getting ready. We on the countdown, or as we say, the Panther Cub down for December the 4th, 2024. This will be 55 years. 55 years. 55 years after the assassinations of Chairman Fred and the defense of the Monclaw. And try to keep these things, these dates and times in context. We just came off a phenomenal episode last week about acknowledging the 55th year after the assassination of Spurgeon Jake Winters. I see his family in the building. And you know, for those who don't know what it is, tap back in, go replay these shows. So, you know what I'm saying? I got a sister in the studio with us today, and she's asking, what does it take for Cub membership? I can't say this enough to y'all. 6 weeks of political education. Now, people say, what do you mean by political education? These radio shows are our political education. I remember one of our comrades said, well, Shan, why don't you like the Black Panther Party had political education? I said, we do have that. We do have that. This is not I just say I'm gonna do some venting, but this is not for venting. You know what I'm saying? I may wave off the road. This is political education. This is not the the gossip line, or you know what I'm saying. We don't get a lot of hits because this ain't the you know what I'm saying. Cats come in, you know what I'm saying, throw subjective sloppy to each other. This is political education. Now the reason why a lot of times we don't say that because we got to put the Panther Cub peel in the applesauce. Because if you say that, reality is cats gonna back up. Not gonna, you know what I'm saying. We're gonna lose the listeners that we do got. And people can talk all this that they want to. I'm from the man. 50 Cent has said on an interview with these cats, Wallow and Gill in Philadelphia, he articulated something that's a reality. He said, the first thing your publicists tell you in the industry, stay away from religion and politics. Stay away from religion and politics. And the deal is, when you use certain terms, certain discussions, you know what I'm saying, a lot of us don't have until the ruling class say we can have it. In other words, I think back under the tenure of former U.S. President George Bush Jr. And I was in the Acorn Projects in Oakland, California, and we were talking about the U.S. aggression in Iraq. And a brother had commented to me, he said, "Man, you know, Saddam Hussein violated the no-fly zone." I said, "Damn, where this type of summation, where this deep analysis come from?" But the reality is, it was the ruling class that gave the green light to say, okay, now you can engage in, you know what I'm saying, in some dynamics about what's going on. We always, even if it's not state, you know what I'm saying, we put we recognize that everything is political. Every, you know what I'm saying, music, you know what I'm saying. In fact, I look at this an interview from about 2.5, 3 years ago. Or DJ UTV. Now this he interviews a lot of these young cats in the area known as old blocks, so on and so forth. And I was listening to this interview. I done this interview, and check it out too. I talk about Spurs and Jake Winters and politics, food, clothing, and shelter, just survival. And a lot of us cannot distinguish. Free them all, my brother. Hey, free them all, Randall McFarland, to your family. I made a comment in regards to Auntie Connie. I'm talking about, man, I want to say this real quick. I'm just tie this in. Minister UEP News, Minister Dr. UEP News said, without the people, revolution is impossible. Without the people, revolution is impossible. I have spoke at a school 2 weeks ago. These youngsters, like journalists. Like hardcore. It was the energies of the team. It was intense. It's grammar school, elementary school. Follow up with that, Auntie Connie had these children. They came to you know what I'm saying. They went to the church that morning. They went to came to the Hampton House. I was out, you know what I'm saying. They came on a tour at the Hampton House. And I'm so glad I wasn't even in town. I'm glad I wasn't in town for a number of reasons, because the deal is, Chairman Fred said, we produce leaders. We don't produce buffoons. We produce leaders. One of our rank and file, our Comrade Cool, had the tour, and these youngsters, you know what I'm saying, I'm watching the video footage of them cleaning up in front of the Hampton House, clean up the Hampton House refrigerator. You know what I'm saying? This is what we talking about, the people. And I was, you know what I'm saying, our programs. You know what I'm saying? You about the Black Panther Party survival programs. These are not programs for charity. These are programs still, you know what I'm saying, getting people to come, they condone these programs, support these programs. Next thing you know, the party then turn the programs over to the people. And that's the reality, you know what I'm saying? We are not dictators. We are servants of the people. We are our own liberators. You follow what I'm saying? There were stories. I remember this case, Daryl Hamilton shot 16 times by Chicago police on 72nd and the honorary street was actually Emmett Till Road in Chicago. And so, you know about that case? You know Daryl Hamilton?
I heard about it.
You okay? Okay, right on. This okay. I mean, y'all forgive me. I know y'all be saying, "Damn, Chan be going to like a million different places." But you okay? First of all, so then we'll talk about this, brothers who locked up case. Also, we got a guest in the building. You want to introduce yourself and y'all bear with me as we say, "Cool with me."
Hi, my name is Tyranesia, and I came today to talk to you guys about he's an older guy, but he's young in spirit. His name is James Allen, and James Allen has been locked up for 2 murders that he didn't commit since 1984. And basically tomorrow we have a court appearance for his we have a court appearance for one of the murders, but the other murder was thrown out, but we waiting to get his certificate of innocence, and that's happening on Friday. Hopefully the judge rule and give him a certificate of innocence. And so the story of James Allen, in order for me to tell the story of James Allen, I have to go to where it started at, if you don't mind, Chairman.
Well, y'all forgive me for this bogus cup. Y'all know y'all forgive me. Go ahead, this coffee cup.
Okay, so the story of James Allen actually started back, I want to say, in 1968. James Allen was a comrade of my grandfather named Tyrone Obie. And Tyrone was a few years older than James, and they look at each other like, James like was 18 and 19, and he looked at my grandfather Tyrone as a older brother figure. So Tyrone was a member of the Black Panther Party, and I will learn this at 28 years old. And so my grandfather, he had he loved Black people, and he actually got laid off his job. He was working for International Harvester, and when he was laid off, he had a wife and 5 kids. So due to him having a wife and 5 kids, he got into he had, then on top of having a wife and 5 kids, he had the police harassing him. This officer named Oliver Singleton was harassing him. Oliver Singleton had this thing where he wanted to be the top cop. He was running to be the top cop, and so a part of what he wanted to do was help bring the Black Panther Party down, because he thought he was going to get a top position in the whatever the top cop is we have now. He wanted that position back then in the 1960s, and so he would always make threats to Tyrone, and James was there to witness a couple of the threats. And it was one particular time he made a threat, and he said, "I'm going to get you." And Tyrone laughed at him and say, "Well, the day you get me is the day that something gonna happen to you too." And so, long story short, they were harassing Tyrone, and I will find this out because I did my homework. I wanted to go and see. I went to the Freedom Act website, FOIA, and I went
for you Freedom of Information Act.
So I found 2 police reports, and I do remember James telling me, "Well, your grandfather never really got in any trouble. Only thing is he went to the station a couple of times. That was it." So I found those police reports from the FOIA, and then I went to 26 in California because I wanted to see would they give me any transcripts from any court appearances. They said they had it. They had none. This is just me trying on the quest to find out what type of, who he was. Mm-hmm. And so James, when I talked to James said, "Well, he never went to court. Only thing they were doing was pulling us over and taking him to the police station and keeping us for a couple of hours and letting them go." So there was a particular time that James, like I say, my grandfather was like really dedicated to the Black community. He also had the wife and 5 kids that he had to take care of, and no job at this time because International Harvest laid him off. And of course, everywhere you turn, Oliver Singleton, the detective, was harassing him. So they came up with an idea like, okay, well, there's a truck, and I guess the truck was around Harvester and they had a lot of money. And so they came, it was him, and it was another man named Larry Gibson, and then Joe Brown. And so they came up with an idea to rob the truck. And that way they were going to have money. He was going to have money to feed his family. And he was also going to have money to give to the movement. And so Joe Brown gets pulled over by the police. And they told him that if he knew anything on the Panthers to let him know, and they would like basically lessen his charge, whatever he had going on. Mm. And they specifically said that they wanted Tyrone Obie, my grandfather. And so he said, "Okay, yeah, well, they have a plan to rob this truck." And so the police took that, and the officers, Oliver Singleton, he took it and ran with it because he'd been looking for something on Tyrone. And so there was a situation like they were following them to stake the place out. So they had full knowledge that they were planning to get the money off this truck. And they never made an arrest or anything. They just followed them every day. So they called Bell and Howell because Bell and Howell was the name of the company that the truck would go up to and give people their paychecks and pick up money. So the police called Bell and Howell and told them, well, somebody is planning to come rob this truck. So we need y'all to get the truck there earlier. And so they said, okay. So the truck got there earlier. So when Joe Brown, when the police offered him that deal and he backed off. And so that's when James came into the play. James became like the third man. And it was a fourth man who was the getaway car. He's still alive, and I really don't want to mention his name.
Mm-hmm.
And so, anyway, so they followed them to Bell and Howard, and they were sitting there watching them. And when they noticed that the truck didn't pull up, they got ready to leave. The police blocks them in, and bullets started flying from everywhere. And if y'all want to see, I went and got the newspaper article because my mother told me that she saw her father's dead body on the front page of a paper. I didn't believe her. It was almost like how the family told us how terrible Emmett Till looked. We had to see it to believe it. I had to see
January 25th.
Yep, it was actually it happened January 24th, but the newspaper came out in 69.
Okay.
And so
Chicago Sun-Times, January 25th.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
I can show it to them.
Yeah, please.
Okay, this is what happened. And so his name was Tyrone Obi, and then Larry Gibson and Tyrone were they were killed. James got shot in the butt, but he survived. The officer Oliver Singleton was hit in the neck by friendly fire, but they charged James with that. So they claim James shot him, but if you look at the way this car, all the bullets, that was
they shot him the shooting the police or the
they say he shot the police.
Okay.
And so James, like I say, nobody got a chance to do anything because when the police pull up, they block them in. I mean, when they were trying to leave, the police blocked them in. And so at that point, after that, James, he goes to jail, and he going to jail for attempted murder. And
just him on this case?
Just him, and there was another man too.
Okay.
We ain't gonna talk about him.
Right.
Because that man, I reached out to him and he never got back to me.
Okay.
And so James, he, like I say, okay, so what happened is he went to jail, and Oliver Singleton caught pneumonia in November 1969. He died of pneumonia, but they charged James for his murder.
Wow. And
so James was 19 at the time, and he looks at the judge and he asks, "Will I ever get out?" The judge tells him.
So in addition to being charged with the one police shooting, they charged him with the death of other police, Singleton.
They charged him with Singleton.
They didn't charge. Okay, that's
no. It was only one officer that got shot. That was Oliver Singleton.
Oh, okay. I'm with you. Okay.
So so he got charged with the murder of Oliver Singleton.
And this is the same one that's been trailing him, trailing your grandfather.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So what's funny about the whole thing is not funny. It's actually sad. Is my grandfather when he was telling him, "I'm going to get you," and he said, "Well, the day you get me is the day that something going to happen to you too," not knowing that the man was actually going to die by friendly fire. Mm-hmm. And so, anywho, James, he goes to jail. They gave him 100 to 200 years for that.
No, he died from pneumonia.
Yeah, all the things was died from pneumonia. He didn't die from the bullet.
Right, exactly. That's what, for the record, he died from pneumonia.
Yep, he died from pneumonia. So James, he go to jail. The judge told him, "Well, if you want to get out, like all you have to do is go battle yourself, and you probably will get out." Fast forward, James get out in 1983, and when he get out, you have the dirty officer, Detective Michael Picordo, who's on his heels from the time he get out of jail.
Was he around in 1968? Picordo?
No.
Okay.
He wasn't. But Picordo he was working with some informants.
Okay.
And he wanted James to go back to jail because I got a list, and this on my email. I can send it to you. There were a lot of people opposing his release. Oh, he's a cop killer. He shouldn't get out. You could see Richard Daley's name on some of his paperwork. It was a lot of people.
For those outside or even the younger generation, Richard Daley was the then mayor of Chicago.
Actually, then he was the state's attorney.
In 1969?
No, 1969. We talking about 1983. He was the state's attorney of Chicago.
Oh but Daley Sr.
Yeah, Daley
Sr. His father was the mayor.
Yeah, he was.
His father was the mayor up until 1976.
And he died.
Yeah. So now his son. Okay. Now with this case, his son. His son is the state's attorney.
Yeah, his son is the state's attorney, and Neil Cohen.
It's 1982.
This 1983.
83.
So he out in spite of all the letters that was sent. He's out of jail now, and so Neil Cohen. I mean, not Neil Cohen. Jesus. Michael Picordo is the detective. He had it out for him from the time he got out. And somebody asked, well, why do you have such a vendetta with him? He said, because he's a cop killer. And so every time you turn around, he was there harassing him. There was a time where there was a gun. Oh, he planted a gun in the back of a taxi that James was in. He put the gun in the back of the taxi. James get in the taxi. Oh, now you got a gun in here, so you're under arrest. And so what happened is they finds out that well, let me see. I don't think that that's the way it happened, but he did plant a gun in the back of the taxi, and they put it on James. And the whole time, this one particular time, there was a murder was happening that day. A murder. I want to say the man name was Carl Gibson. Yeah, Carl Gibson got killed that day. So they tried to put that murder on James, but the whole time James was at court for that gun that was in the back of the taxi. And so it was a pharmacist named Robert Sorowski. August of 1984, he gets gunned down in front of his house in Hyde Park, and they put that murder on him, and they also put the murder of Carl Gibson on James, and that's why he's in there. And
the arresting officer was the same, Picordo.
And then Picordo. Another interesting thing about Picordo, in 1993, there was a fire that happened in Brighton Park. A 14-year-old white boy, he beat him into a confession, and he put that man in jail for that fire. And he just got released, I want to say last year, and got a $27 million suit because he beat him and coerced him into saying he did it.
Michael Picordo.
Yeah.
What he's the arresting officer on both of those cases. This is in 1983 when Richard Daley Jr. was the state's attorney during this time. And also it should be noted too that it was exposed under the tenure of Richard Daley as state's attorney was during the infamous Lieutenant John Burge and the torture was going area 2 violent crimes where electroshocking individuals and forcing them to confessions. Mark Clemens amongst a host of others. But also it was a Chicago Sun-Times report also that I got to refer to that because a lot of times people say recognize it's legitimate when you quote the ruling class papers, but we were on the ground exposing for quite a while. But also there's a piece by what's that guy's name? What's that reporter? Type in Chicago Sun-Times. Oh, what is his name? I'm seeing his face right now. It's called type in Richard Daley. Richard M. Daley, when he's a state's attorney, niggas by the pound. This was I can't recall this.
You say he said what?
It was an article from Chicago Sun-Times. I'm seeing the journalist's face right now. I can't recall his name, but it was an article. Niggas by the pound. I don't need you know what I'm saying. Niggas by the pound, and they came in. Get you right back. I'm on air. You good? Okay. Niggas about to we good. Can y'all let me know if y'all can still hear me on Instagram? Can y'all hear? Let me know before I proceed. Give me a heads up on Instagram. You say you in communication with you right now. Are they on Instagram? I know Facebook. I'm still good. We still good. Let me know, y'all. Am I okay? Am I here? Am I good on Insta? Am I here? Am I good? Can y'all hear us? Oh, okay. Right on. Okay. Yeah, Levante Burke. Levante Burke, right on. I mean, yeah, man. He's homeless now because Chicago Police Department, John Burge, 1984, did man tortured him. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Levante Burke always, keeps, man. He always keeps us updated. And keep right on, brother. To tie this in, because this is. We go through spurts of people talking about this, but this is something that we make sure that we put this in historical context. And right on, Vontae, man.
Ken Armstrong was the one who wrote that article.
Ken Armstrong wrote that. Ken Armstrong, but no, he might be working on it's another dude. Okay, Ken Armstrong. Okay, you're right, but it's Ken Armstrong. It's another guy too. Ken Armstrong, the art, you know that he's the white dude to get the credit. You know, but it's another dude. I can't remember this guy name, but that's yeah. I recommend. Yeah, right on. Yeah, read that article. That should also be. This actually shows how when Daley was a state's attorney, there was these competitions they would do with each other. State's attorney's office in Cook County. It was called Niggas by the Pound. They were actually literally weigh cases on, and they had cases where they acknowledged that they intentionally there were cases with dog's blood that was fake to speak, people's human beings' blood. There are cases with an infamous ironically, wait a minute, what's this case? They tell you how the connection with all this stuff, the state's attorney. Because this came up in the recent state's attorney's race that's going now with Burke.
Mm-hmm.
She was the judge on this case, this 12-year-old who this police, oh man, come on now. Oh my, my memory, I'm having these headaches lately too. Okay, he was known for quote unquote solving like a Columbo for all these cases, and he the one that we call the two young boys. I mean, I'm getting so upset. I remember the young sister, I was Inglewood, who was
Ryan Harris.
Ryan Harris.
I remember that story.
The two young boys who was framed for that case.
She was the one who said that they did it, and she never came back and tried to rectify. Didn't say I'm sorry or nothing.
And the police, the same police, he come to my name. He quote unquote solved this crime with these two youngsters. You know, he took them on a high speed chase. You know what I'm saying, and messed them young brothers up real bad. You know, but she was the judge in that case. But again, niggas by the pound. That's also all this should be. I'm saying this. I'm trying to get people put in context the different dynamics of the history what's going on here. You know, that's the state's attorney's office in particular. In fact, that's it was a blatant contradiction. You know what I'm saying? But y'all Google that, check that out. You know, go ahead with you. Okay, so now this is James Allen is set to go to court tomorrow.
Yes, he go tomorrow and Friday. Tomorrow he going to try to see where we are as far as getting him exonerated from the murder of Carl Gibson. And on Friday, he should be getting his certificate of innocence for the murder that he's with what's his name? I'm
beating myself up because you just said it, right?
I just said it, and I got a tongue twister.
Well, I don't feel bad then if your memory getting better. I'm saying because I'm sure beat myself up. And it beat man.
Sorowski, his name was I think Robert Sorowski.
Okay.
He was a pharmacist, and the whole thing about it is okay. So one of them people, another person who had something to do with this is he a judge now, and I try my best to tell people not to put that man in there, but he is a judge now, and you can, and only like when you go on Injustice Watch, you will see that he had, that he was a part of what happened with James. So what happened is he was the assistant state's attorney, and him and the what is the man name? The police officer, Picordo. He was Picordo's boss. They had Operation Camelot. And so that's what they was trying. They were trying to catch high-end drug dealers. And so one of the people was a high-end drug dealer. One of the guys who ended up dead was a high-end drug dealer. And so he tries to dodge and avoid it, but yeah, he had something to do with it. He was assistant state's attorney, and now he's a judge.
This is just some of the background of the state's attorney. I mean, I recommend people go look at well, I guess technically now it'd be formal. Well, she's still presently Cook County State's Attorney, Kim Foxx's retirement speech, and she said it was this big thing, like this case with the Justice Smollett case was like the biggest stain on the State's Attorney's office. She gave she touched on the history of the State's Attorney's office. She even went far back as the role of the infamous Cook County State's Attorney Edward V. Hanyahan, who was a state's attorney who was the poster child for the assassination. I mean, ironically speaking, about December the 4th, you look at any footage of in regards to assassination of Chairman Fred DeFisco DeMar Clark. It was Cook County State's Attorney Edward V. Hanyahan who was Mayor Daley's political water boy. He was said to become the mayor. She gave she put in context, like you know, a lot of people on the news, they're like, man, what's going on? State's attorney was a big thing about the Justice Smollett case. And when you start looking at the history, that's nothing. You know, it was like that really was a target, you know what I'm saying, just like, you know, coming up, but to put stuff in context, you know what I'm saying? And this is just some of the history of this, even a lot of with the torture, with the Mark Clemens and a host of others, and I'm sure Levante Burks and countless of others, there were one period of time, I can't think, 87, 86, Brezak, his position was what you were talking about earlier, the superintendent of police. You say you say
the man, his name is Oliver Singleton.
He was fighting, he was working to become superintendent of police. Brezak had even brought the judges, and he said, you know, about brought to Mayor Daley, who was then state's attorney's attention about the torture that was going on under Lieutenant John Burge. So just want to try to, you know what I'm saying, to put this in context, the history of this. I mean, you think, it's a host. I mean, you think of, I'm thinking back now, O'Malley, Dick Devine, Richard Daley. I'm talking about, just the history of the state's attorney's office, you know. But LV, you know what I'm saying, LV Hangingham, yeah, yes indeed. Some wicked people in place, no doubt about it. Yes indeed, Daley destroyed life in juvenile court in 1984. And yeah, 84, he was in juvenile in the state's attorney's office. Give us, okay, so tomorrow, this is okay. Now this is in front of a Cook County judge.
Both of them are in front of Cook County.
Both from the Cook County judge.
Now I can't say that the Cook County judge who gave her the exoneration, she's fair.
Okay.
They were in the courtroom no more than 4 minutes, and she said, "Your civil rights was violated. I'm throwing this out." And it happened September 15th of 2021. And because see what happened, now this is how I got into it, how I got in touch with James, and I hope you don't mind me sharing. So I didn't never know anything about my mama's father. So I want to say I was about 7 years old, and I just asked her, I say, "Mom, where's your daddy?" Because I know my grandma, but I didn't know her daddy. So she said he dead. I say, what happened to him? She said he got killed by the police. And I say, how old was he? She say he was 29, and that's it. I didn't know nothing else. And so I want to say I was 28. My mother wrote this book, and she's talking about that he was a part of the Black Panther Party. She went to the meetings with him on 63rd and Stony Island in the basement. And I went back. I said, "Mom, why you didn't tell me?" Because I sort of felt like an outcast as a kid. Like I always wanted to go read about Black history, new heroes and things. And when I wanted to bring it to my parents, they didn't have time to hear it. So then I sat back and I say, when I found he was a Panther, I say, dang, that's why I was so pro-Black and calling out racism even at a young age, because I had his blood. And so from that point on, I'm like, okay, let me go find out about my grandfather. And she said, she told me, she said in the book that she saw his dead body on the front page of the paper. And she was 9 years old at the time, man, you were that. And so I'm like, I don't believe that, because I'm sitting up here, you can't imagine something so something so barbaric. You wouldn't think that they'll do nothing like that. That's just like I said earlier.
Again, this is 1969.
1969. Yeah, it's just like with Emmett Till. If we think back to that, I never knew, and that's why I first met you with too, in marching for Emmett Till, by the way.
Oh, right on.
So,
okay. Right
anyway, I couldn't imagine anything. So when everybody telling us about how bad he looked, I had to see it to believe it. And so with my mother, when she said that, I said, no, they would never do anything like that. I never in my lifetime saw a dead body on the front page of the paper. I went to the library and I got the front page, and I couldn't sleep for days. Like, wow, did they really just that? I mean, it was just like blatant, they wouldn't do that to no other person. They did it to us. And so I found that out, and I went and I started doing research on the case. And that's when I read it, and they say, "Oh, we told them." The police says, "Oh, we told them to surrender, put their hands up, and da 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 da." And I said, "Okay, I don't believe this story." So when I started doing my research, it said, "Okay, of course I know Tyrone Obie is dead. Larry Gibson was deceased. That's what the report said. But James Allen was alive." I went to IDOC. I typed him in, and I said, "Okay, he got to be the one, because he's the oldest James Allen in there." And so I wrote him a letter, and it came back to me. I wrote him another letter the next year. It came back. Finally, when the pandemic happened and we was all shut down, that's the time that I was able to reach him. I wrote him a letter, and he wrote me back, and he told me that my letter gave him chills because it's like his brother Tyrone is talking to him. Like,
Wow.
because I was talking about how the dream I had for the Black community. And so ever since then, I've been trying to like help him out with things. I called Sam Adams because I'm like, can we sue them for what they did to Tyrone?
Yeah.
They said no, it have to be within a year. And so my mother said my great grandmother them never sued, so we couldn't do
Sam
it.
Adams, Junior Senior, out of curiosity.
Huh?
Junior, Sam Adams Jr.
Sam Adams Jr.
Okay,
Yes.
an attorney.
Oh yeah, that's an attorney. I'm sorry, I gotta tell y'all.
Yeah, you got people all over the world listening in.
I apologize.
Okay.
I apologize. But Sam Adams Jr., he one of the baddest attorneys out here. He's not a criminal defense attorney anymore, but he is a bad attorney. And when I say bad, I'm talking about he is the best, hands down. So I went to him. He said that there was nothing they could do as far as filing a lawsuit, but he was interested to hear about James' case. So Sam Adams, I believe it was his office that helped out with the first exoneration. And so now, like I say, we in limbo with the second one.
So James Allen been since 1983. He's been locked up since
1984. He got out in 83 and he had a job with the People's Law Firm, and the Procurador kept showing up every day, and they just told him, the law firm told him, don't come back, because it was too much with the heavy police presence. They were harassing him.
Wow, dig that. So he lost his job.
He lost his job behind it.
Dig that. Interesting.
And then I also have letters at home where it was the People's Law Firm, they wanted him to come work for him when he got out of jail. They said, we think he is an upstanding citizen and he'll be good to come work for us. But then when
he first came out, then they
got that heat and they had to let him go.
Dig that. Yeah. Now, so this is not okay. What if people? Is it going to be on Zoom or something?
Yeah, it could be on Zoom, or you can go to 2060 California, whichever one.
This is tomorrow.
Tomorrow and Friday. And if I can leave y'all. I could put in the comments which courtroom to go to.
Yes.
And what y'all want to do when y'all get on there, change y'all names to James Allen supporter. So the judge will know, okay, that person here for James Allen. That's if y'all know how to do it.
You talking about on the Zoom?
Yeah, on the Zoom.
Okay. So you gonna make sure you leave that how to get on the Zoom tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going there right now to get it right now.
Get a Zoom contact. That's Let me commend you for the diligence, the following up, and and a lot of there's so much history. I don't know. Are you familiar? Are you okay? Did you listen to last week's episode?
I didn't.
I recommend you the episode. I mean, do it back. You asked about our membership also. Go listen to some back episodes too. And we said we ain't new to this. We grew to this. Go look at some. But the Spurgeon Jake Winters, you should be familiar with that case. That individual, Spurgeon Jake Winters. Spurgeon Jake Winters.
I heard of Jake Winters before.
Jake Winters. That's what the medical center was named after. And he's a member of the Black Panther Party. He defended himself. November 13, 1968, around on 58th and Wabash, south side of Chicago.
Are you talking about what did it have anything to do with Santa Bear? Lance Santa Bear? Yeah. My grandfather, James, tell me that my grandfather, Santa Bear, was one of his friends.
Yeah, he was there with him. Santa Claus Bill. Yeah, wow. Yeah, you know some research. Yeah. His niece, his brother, excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. His niece and brother, all of them, they were here last week. Was it last week or week before that? Last week. Yeah, please check it out.
And I've been really looking.
It's been on YouTube. But go ahead.
I was saying I was really wishing I could find somebody who knew somebody like James knew some of them, but I was really looking for other people who knew him too, because my mama was 9 when he got killed, so she didn't know much about what he was doing out there in the movement. She only knew the father side of him. Yeah,
and it's a battle. It's a battle. I'll tell you something. Like even as we speak now, I mean, even all this access to social media, it's a battle. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a constant attack on the history and what happened. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We it's a constant battle, and a lot of times you got some people say, "Well, it don't make a difference where it come from," but and a lot of people don't understand why our passion about fighting. Some people say, "Man, Chairman Fred be so intense about this, about legacies," and I was explaining. I was saying, a lot of people you don't know the trickle down impact. Like I'm listening to you now. You said like You never your mother's father, your grandfather.
I never
You
met
never
this
your
man,
grandfather.
and I never understood why I stuck out like a sore thumb. I didn't
Yeah.
like none of my cousins had that desire to sit down
Yeah.
and talk about. And what I did, I found out that
Man.
epigenetics is the reason why I'm the way I am.
Wow. What is it?
Epigenetics.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah, that's it. Listen, man. This is something. Epigenetics. Let's see everything political. Let's talk about DNA. Let's talk about lineage. You know what I'm saying? And it's important because things can happen, and it's something that the ruling system knows. They study it. They know. You know what I'm saying? They know. Like even during the era of chattel slavery, they say like you can go look at the Mormons and stuff. But they know they would give physical descriptions, like what I'm saying, like on the plantation, they kidnapping and selling us,
Mhm.
and like they would give this person is strong physically, or and they would use word like they're hostile or whatever. These are different dynamics. They like to take into account who is who. They know, so when they breed us, they knew the potential of you know what I'm saying, like the possibilities. You know what I'm saying,
Mhm.
and this is something these are type of advanced discussions we have to start having in regards to our struggles, in regards to our people, because a lot, what I'm saying, I did back in my life, and this is something, it's things that I use the knowledge I talk about. I remember as a child, I would hold my hands down. I was like embarrassed. I would move my hands when I speak. I was fighting it. And then I recall looking at some footage of Chairman Fred speaking,
Mhm.
in particular this interview he was speaking, it was him. What's his other brother name? I can't remember his brother name that was sitting to his left.
It wasn't Bobby Rush, was it?
No, it was they called him I can't believe they call him my advisory committee now. So Mother Conrad and others, the Wahoo not now I forgot his brother's name. He was on one side, and John Seal, the brother of Chairman Bobby Seals, on the other side.
Oh, okay.
And Chairman Fred, he had so he had this cool cigarette, what I'm saying, and his hands was moving. I said, damn. I watched his hands. I said, damn, I should be proud of this, And you see, what I'm saying, but you don't notice, what I'm saying, dynamic things that are instinctive to you, like you say. And there's no slight on other family members,
Right? It's not.
But to acknowledge those kinds, and those differences, Spurgeon Jake Lawan, his niece and her daughter, she said, and certain things she do, they make it in regards to activism and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And this thing that she say, Jake and her, I think she never met her grandmother, her great grandmother, and her uncle was describing, and then this forgive my little sister name, forgive me, Lawanda's daughter. I came. This young sister's phenomenal too. She be on the show. I'm gonna beat myself up. Y'all don't charge it to my heart, but my memory. Don't charge it to my heart. But she do this. She's man phenomenal with this crocheting and fashion. In fact, we're gonna do something happen now. But she phenomenal with this. And when her uncle was describing how as a child he remembered his mother sitting, you know what I'm saying, and I watching him. We sitting here in the studio, and his hands was moving like his grandma, you know what I'm saying, the crocheting,
Mhm.
and and that dynamic of her, and you know what I'm saying, and that lineage from Spurgeon Jake Winters. It's something that we have to you know what I'm saying, we have to recognize and take take this into account. Not to be not to devalue us, but this is something that they talk about even with dogs.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? They horse breed. They say, man, no, this not, it comes from this bloodline, And then, you to go find someone that knew him, your grandfather. I tell people, I say, like I study. It's important even because you get to know other people through how other people deal with them, how they view them. Like you feel what I'm saying? Because I tell you, just if you just subject just have one view, but you can look at certain. I told a story earlier on this interview I did, a story about how I got invited to this movie premiere one time, and we got there, and there was these off-duty police working, and the guy, the brother who Michael Williams, who played Omar and played in The Wire and something else. He played as a preview for the movie Boardwalk Empire.
Mhm.
So we got there, and all through the police was whispering, "That's his son right there." And they were arguing, they were debating. Said, "No, man, his father, Chairman Fred, drove down on us, and he snapped out on us." and I was talking. He told you like his father. You know, I'm overhearing him. So it's something. And then for you to, you know, and I learned more about Chairman Fred through his allies and through his adversaries. You know,
Right.
and I go through situations now, and it'd be eerie because like even some of the same individuals, you know what I'm saying, pro and con. I hope you hear me.
Mhm.
Pro and con. I remember that in the city hall, Mayor Daley Jr., you know what I'm saying? And I mean, we fight for a street sign, 2004. And I remember the look you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at him, you know what I'm saying? He looking at me, and we fight for the street sign. And I'm watching, and some people even say, like, what's the big deal about this street sign? Because Chicago gave street signs to Hugh Hefner, Reverend this, Reverend that, but they fought against this thing with Chairman Fred. And a lot of people didn't grasp the significance. But I'm seeing this. He looking at me, like even some of his allies and city council, like, man, what's the big deal? He like, no, this guy's on something else, you know, so he could see it. And so I just want to commend you for that. You know, so that follow up. Yeah, you say you cover writing. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been about go. Me and my husband, we're going to visit him on December 3rd, and I was
Wow.
about to because I went what was it, last year or the year before last? I can't remember, but it was like a lot of stuff. He got switched to another penitentiary, but they moved
Yeah.
him back to the one he was at, and I'm glad because that one is nothing but like an hour and a half away from Chicago.
Yeah.
And so
Time.
yeah, so I'm telling my husband, he calls us sometimes, and
Yeah.
you know, he just like family.
Let me and that's I'm hearing you, and um that you fortunate, you know, that's good too. I mean your husband, you know, that y'all, because this is also you define who this brother is. You know, I mean indirectly finding out more about your grandfather, subsequently more about who you are.
Because well, he wrote me back. Eventually, he said, I guess you want to hear about what happened with your grandfather." And he told me the story. He
Yeah.
said that he remembered just like yesterday. It still haunts him to this day. My grandfather, my grandfather was the driver. Larry Gibson was in the passenger seat. He's in the back seat. He say Tyrone was the first to get hit. His head jerked when the bullets, you know, started hitting. And he said, I got hit in the butt, you know, and Larry Gibson got hit. And so I said, wrote him back, say, yeah, I did want to know about my grandfather, but that's not going to change. You know, I'm still going to stick this ride out with you, and I'm going to help you in any way that I can.
Right on.
And so that's what I've been doing. Like anytime I got this picture because I read an article. My friend sent me this article of this man from Lovey and Lovey, and the man had just won a lawsuit. And I said, okay, let me look and see where's Lovey and Lovey. And this particular day, I want to say it was spring break, and so I said, okay. So I pops up, and I'm walking up to Lovey and Lovey. A man is walking out with another. I mean, there's a white man walking out with a white woman, and they look like they were headed to lunch. It had to be around noon. And so I said, you are Mr. Lovey, aren't you? Yeah, I say, because I screenshotted your picture. I saw you won a lawsuit, and I need to talk to you about another case. Now Lovey and Lovey is on his case. And then I went over to, I want to say, I went to the people's law firm. They said they couldn't do anything because it was another lawyer who was in on that other lawsuit too, and they couldn't help. So I went to Kim Fox's office, and of course they were no help.
Yeah.
And I was kind of hoping that, you know, she could help out because she was overturning a lot of convictions.
Yeah.
And that one right there, I mean, that's a miscarriage of justice, and it was long overdue that man be home. Like, he'd have missed the opportunity to have kids, a wife, grandkids, travel the world, all of that, you know.
How old is he now?
James is 74.
Yeah.
He will be 75 January 18th. Yeah. We both Capricorn, so I click with him instantly.
Yeah. Okay. Capricorn here also.
Yeah, you a Capricorn.
Yes, indeed. I want to reissue that call again for tomorrow. Yeah, and man, this is the time of this discussion too. You know what I'm saying? This I know we were debating on if you was gonna come in next week or this. I'm glad you came in.
I'm glad I did.
Yeah, this is we come up on the heels. This is something we want to push out too. Again, y'all, of those who just tuning in with us, y'all, we are live and direct on Freedom Radio. Tomorrow, Cook County Courthouse, 2600 South California, 9 a.m.
Yeah, they always say 9 o'clock, but they always, you know how they drag and take their time.
We try to wear you out. Yeah. They got a thing where you got to check your phones in. Heads up on that. Go past the process while they talk crazy to you in the search. You know what I'm saying? You come in. But this is tomorrow. This is tomorrow. And also this is Friday.
Mhm.
But if those who are listening in from outside of Chicago, you can come on the Zoom, which our sister's gonna put.
The Zooms are in the comments. I put them in the
You
comments.
put them in the comments.
And it's got it on there. This is for tomorrow, and this is for Friday. Friday is the exoneration certificate of innocence, and tomorrow is for the murder of Carl Gibson.
Okay.
And flip, check this out.
Okay.
I forgot this part. So James Allen, his nickname is Head, right?
Okay.
The whole time this crooked assistant state's attorney knows that it's another James Allen who was in on this stuff, but he didn't do nothing. He wanted that James Allen because the police officer wanted him for being a cop killer. The other one is James Kirby Allen, and he's James Head Allen. They knew that it was two different James Allens.
Yeah. You know, and I this may seem far fetched to people. People may just say, this this police not liking him when he's targeting him. Some people may think this is paranoia. They can't see it going. I recommend you look at the case of Reuben Hurricane Carter. Man, boxing phenomenon, man, courageous brother. I mean, you heard him? You ever seen the movie Hurricane?
I haven't. I'm sure my husband did. My husband's real big on movies.
Check out this movie, Hurricane. In fact, Denzel Washington portrayed him. Hurricane. Yep, it's a great movie. I struggle with Mother Comrade because she still ain't watched it all the way through because it was like even he tried to come visit me. In fact, he tried to him and Park. We were trying to when I was locked up. Tupac. We don't say I was almost making that connection, but Reuben Hurricane Carter. He's passed now. He's phenomenal boxer. And check it out when you get a chance. I don't know. Hurricane should be on something now. I'm one of these because the movie been out over at least over 10 years. Yeah, over a decade. And Hurricane, it showed you this police who targeted him as a juvenile all throughout his life. When I was one of the cases I was given, the different law enforcement agencies when they snatched me up in 1991. And it was right after Mother's Day, because in fact the state's attorney, I can't remember her name, Maria Peter Fisher, Maria, I forget the other one name, something. I remember the state's attorney said in court, this probably was I don't know if you know what the case they gave me. This case,
I don't.
The case they said after the uprisings happened throughout the country, throughout the world by Rodney King being beaten at LAPD. They said I supposed to firebomb these Korean-owned stores in the South Side of Chicago.
Lord. And
even during a quote-unquote trial, it was questionable if it even happened. And so I was subsequently sentenced to 18 years. Served 9 at the time, served half the time. But who was I going with this? Oh, when I was in the police station, it was like different law enforcement agencies. You know, I mean, like different. You name it, different alphabets. I mean, and I said, who was this one guy calling the shots? And we was on 39th in California, which later became known as the House of Screams. Lieutenant John Burge, known for the torture. Lo and behold, this guy was the one that kept looking at me. He was giving directives to everybody, every agency. I was out on bond for the case, going through old Black Panther Party newspapers. And lo and behold, I come across this article in the Panther paper. That's why I say, that's why this is so important. That's why Freedom on Radio is important for a number of reasons. For a number of reasons. We want to make sure we document these, you know what I'm saying? And even I tell people, we are servants of the people. We are servants of history. We are fighting for the Field Marshal George Jackson said, we are fighting for the unborn, the living, and the dead. So a lot of things we're saying, it may go, people can't grasp it right now. But for history's sakes also, I can't tell how many times this has helped me, but another does my sanity. I'm going back and looking through the Black Panther Party newspapers. And it's a term called the Legion of Justice. And there's an entity called a Red Squad. You might want to check that out too in regards to this case. The Red Squad. The Red Squad was the elite team, which later on it was disbanded because of the contradictions and the atrocities that came out about them. They committed against what we refer to as the white left, like white organizations that's progressive. That's when they say, "Oh, y'all done crossed the line now." But they were getting down on the Black Panther Party and black people in general, the Red Squad. the Red Squad. And I'm going through the names. Legion of Justice. These are different, like secret, like you hear about now. They call them the black sites, and these secret teams of police. You know what I'm saying? Jump out boys, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They do with a mask, and these the elite teams like Navy SEALs. So the Reds, so on the paper, I'm seeing these names: Mayor Daley, Mayor Daley, Joseph P. Grubezek. I said, "Whoa, that's the same." I go, "That's who had to get all the police together to arrest me." This is the same exact one. Sergeant Joseph P. Grubezek. This was calling all the shots. He was involved in the risk. He was involved in the assassination, the surveillance, and the subsequent assassination of Chairman Fred and Fisker and Ahmad Clark. So I try to put this for appeal, bring this motion up. They came no response. I'm going through later on some obituaries, and that's what I'm listening to what you're saying about. You say he died from pneumonia. They had knocked somebody else and stuff started getting too deep. You know what I'm saying? They're Epstein them. You know what I'm saying? They're quick. You know what I'm saying? They talking about the Puffy case. You know what I'm saying? This machine, I think, is William O'Neill, the agent who got a flood plan. They'll knock you off. You know what I'm saying? They got a quick fix. They ain't work. I tell people say, well, they don't stitch on each other. No, they would. It would knock your head off. And Joseph P. Grubezek, I'm looking. So we get to push it. All of a sudden, they say he just died. He passed away. Yeah, Joseph P. Grubezek. Yeah, this is, and that's what I say. So this is you know what I'm saying. I have a struggle. A lot of times people say we're gonna be free in this generation. I say I beg to differ. You know what I'm saying?
I beg to differ.
I beg to differ. I mean, it sounds nice, but we want to lay down some so in the future when people can come back and say, wait a minute, because the core of this situation is like it's ever developing, but a lot of things how you say the more things change, the more they stay the same. You look at some of the same, and sometimes the names don't even change. So we want people to be able to go back and look at certain, and they will come back and they're gonna bring. And we have to talk about political muscle up, tighten up to be able to recognize bogus organizations, bogus individuals. See, that's why they come in to rearrange the narrative. You know what I'm saying? It's important that we speak. You know what I'm saying? Even earlier, you know what I'm saying? Before we came on, you said, "Oh, I'm kind of nervous." I said, "Oh, don't be nervous, sis." Because you know what I'm saying? Because the deal is, see, we relate to Stephen Biko. Stephen Biko, the Black Conscious Movement, who was assassinated in 1978 in Pretoria, South Africa, occupied Azania. He said, Black people in particular must grasp the ability to distinguish intelligence from the ability to articulate. We must grasp the ability to distinguish intelligence from the ability to articulate. A lot of times we beat ourselves up. We don't speak the Queen's English. We don't know these different legal terms. You know what I'm saying? But you say, whoa, this bogus. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? So we got to come in with that, we call it cub confidence. You know what I'm saying? Because they would do is they will go get some individuals who can regurgitate ruling class rhetoric. They can say a bunch of, you know what I'm saying, bunch of nice words and terms, and they control the narrative. When I say control the narrative, it was a big discussion on social media recently. They were saying, why this guy Ray J, always someone talked to Jaguar Wright. I don't know if it's a big thing on social media about the music industry. And one guy said, Ray J want to talk to, because if he talk to her, he gonna control the narrative. See, because sometimes people talk to you if they making a joke, come on, you know what I'm saying? That controls the narrative. You know what I'm saying? Like who tells it, how it's told, the narrative. So something, you know what I'm saying? They're taking it, okay, it was a mistake. So one thing about this system, and the Achilles heels and the weakness of it was exposed. See, the system, the love for it to be just like a few bad, you know, said, okay, yeah. The first thing they said was a shootout. Chicago Tribune reported it was a shootout December 4, 1969. And the further it started getting, you know what I'm saying? They started saying, whoa, you start seeing how, because they don't want us to believe that we that important, that this system would target us, you know what I'm saying? So what they were like, even with John Burge, they don't want to come out this whole machine. You know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't just it's okay, he was a bad police. You know, you feel better. No, he was part of a machine. David was a state's attorney, you know what I'm saying? And these people in the music industry, Puffy Combs is not operating by himself.
No, he's not.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a whole.
You know what I'm saying? So you know this. You haven't heard about the case of Abercrombie and Finch. You heard about them? Our recovery events, they got the whole thing about them, the pedophile ring. You heard one day they got locked, they back out. You don't know more about it. You know they gonna touch the Clive Davises. They don't say a solution, Gratian. It's a machine. Because these individuals are not able to just do this. And once that discussion start happening, it's a whole different dynamic. They want to keep us in this elementary thought. They were targeting individuals. And the Black Panther Party supports our people in our community. They were picking out, they know our potential. We don't know our own potential. Tupac was assassinated.
Yeah, he was.
And once we start putting this political context, it's a hell of a thing. We live in the Red on Freedom on Radio on Spirit of Making History, Taking History, and Taping History, y'all. We need y'all to Cook County Courthouse, 2600 South California tomorrow morning, and also Friday. Also, y'all put that on y'all calendar. Also, November 28th. I know a lot of y'all gonna be talking about Thanksgiving, but the deal is we're gonna be 29th Friday. We go 28th is the birthday of Mother Comrade of Cool and Jerry, formerly known as Deborah Johnson, who had just turned 19. November 20, 1969, and who a few days later was there and covered down with Chairman Fred, her husband, her comrade, December the 4th, assassination of Chairman Fred and Defense Lamar Clark, and she was locked up then. Gave birth to me 25 days later. We have an annual event. We have an online birthday party for her and Frederica Newton, the widow of Minister Dr. U.E.P. Newton. We may be doing that Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So we'll keep y'all posted on that. And we'll be so seeing the online invitation for that. Then December the 4th. Let me tell you some of the flyers we've been battling with. A lot of times people say those flyers had to get changed by 4 or 5 times at least. And I've been going through, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you look at the latest flyers today, it's certain words on there. We say the people's poll. We want to distinguish that from the electoral politics, the ruling class. And everything's political, from the colors to the symbolism, everything. So it's like we don't have the team that the machine has, but it'll take a lot of struggles. A lot of times people say, why it take so long to get the fly out? Even with the Freedom on Radio, everything is political. We know what we say, how we say it. When we say it, in terms, words, fashion. So that's how December the 4th, y'all. So it's International Revolutionary Day, 12 o'clock. We will be at Ground Zero. Don't start getting y'all tickets to New York. I know a lot of y'all, they got a lot of y'all minds so colonized. You say, ground, that got to be September 11th. No, we were talking about December the 4th, the location was 2 of our Twin Towers, quote unquote, fell. 21-year-old Chairman Fred, 22-year-old Defense Captain Lamar Clark. We will be convening right there. People say, what the weather going to be like? I don't know. And I tell you, Rico, we don't. He said, Chairman, I've been trying to get in contact. I think I told you this, sister. If I'm dead, you can find me August 30th, December 4th. I will be there in spirit, on flesh. I will be, man, we're going to be, it's times me and Mother Conrad been out there solo, right there, Ground Zero. And we have to be consistent, you know what I'm saying? And then we're going to be later on at the South Museum, and then we'll be at the Hampton House that evening. Y'all go to hamptonhouse.org. I think I need somebody to give me. We got something going on too. I'm horrible with this technology. We have a site for IRD, and you can go donate. You know what I'm saying? If you can, get people to say donate $55. If you know some big pocket people, $5,500. Say punch 55 for 55 years after the assassination of Chairman Fred and Lamar Clark. You know what I'm saying? And it's an African saying that goes, what's good for the family may not be good for the community. What's good for the family may not be good for the community. But what's good for the community is good for the family and the community. This discussion is, you know what I'm saying? You don't even know how many contradictions, and this opens up some many conversations. Like I say, you found out your grandfather also in his case. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And don't tell me more people we touching. So that's what we come out. I'm just saying with objectivity and the movement, our people. We came up like I look at sometimes people be talking be like, well, black women this or black men this or black. I see when you see other people, when people being colonized, you can't afford the luxury of saying. That separation. Don't get me wrong. We acknowledge there are differences. However, there's an attack on our people. That's why when you said your husband, I commend y'all right on. That's because it's hard. I know. A lot of times people say they try to just talk about like separate it, but the deal is you attack like this system. intentionally, you know what I'm saying, it exploits gender contradiction with us.
Mm-hmm.
It exploits generational contradictions. It exploits geographical contradictions. In other words, well, you know, I'm East Coast, you West Coast. I'm, you know, the men and women, young, old, but the ruling class, you know what I'm saying, or the people who are colonized, you know what I'm saying, you don't see, they recognize they can afford that luxury, you know what I'm saying. We have to recognize, you know what I'm saying, this is our people, and that, you know, the dynamics of this, you know what I'm saying, knowing who your grandfather is, you know what I'm saying, this impacts you, you know what I'm saying, this impacts your generations to come, your family, our community, you know what I'm saying. You just to have people that you can reference. I tell a lot of young brothers and sisters, man, you ain't gotta be wearing no shirts with no Luciano or no Al Capone.
Now you see what my shirt
What
said.
or the people may not see it. Come on now. That's freedom fighting fashion. That's freedom
Free James Allen, political prisoner since 1984.
Show you right.
And the back. I wear this when I go to court for him. Tyrona's got your back, James.
Wow, man. That's freedom, man, right on. This freedom fighting fashion, y'all saying, y'all see me, you know what I'm saying. Tupac says, mama say y'all throw it up. My mama said, Chairman, you all curbed out. And this guy, see, this we got to internalize this. It ain't no, well, let's wait till February, Black History Month. We on the verge of becoming history. Well, let's wait till election time to talk about the political. No. We have to internalize this. It's a way of life. You know what I'm saying? It's like our terms, you know what I'm saying? We can intertwine, you know what I'm saying? At church, the mosque, the barbershop, our music, tie this in, y'all.
And did you hear about Brandon Durham?
Okay, I don't know. I just heard just yesterday.
Brandon Durham. This happened in Las Vegas, by the way.
Right. He called
the police because he heard somebody breaking in his house.
Yeah.
He gets up, he's wrestling with the person. The police come in and they notice them wrestling. They shoot him. Even though he gave a description of the person wearing red, they shoot him and stood over him and shot him some more.
This in Las Vegas. I
still can't understand why.
This in Las Vegas. Brandon Durham. It's a brother Chicago that's saying that. That's why yeah. I mean, I was sitting there. I gotta stop going the rest of that damn phone next to me because I'll be falling the rest of that phone. I'll be like, damn, was I dreaming? I remember hearing about it. You know what I'm saying? This, we gonna let's make sure we check into that case, y'all. That case of Brandon Durham. This is Las Vegas. Yeah. In fact, our co-host had called and told me we talked about this yesterday. Yeah. And let's look on see if don't get not tell me you call it. Well, that's in Las Vegas. We can't do nothing. Or I can't do court support. That's a term we use too. We don't put these things in the official capacity too. Court support tomorrow. But if you can't, with all this technology, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Man, we could go on that Zoom. Be on that, you know what I'm saying, on that Zoom for tomorrow. With James Allen, y'all. And you know what I'm saying? And the deal is we got to tie all this in. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people, they put they whole faith, they invest all their faith, you know, in regard to electoral politics, you know, and that determines of, you know, if they gonna move, they gonna eat, whatever. And I tell people, I say, hook or crook, however this goes, 6 or half a dozen. You know what I'm saying? A tomato, we moving and grooving, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We are clear, we are our own liberators. We are clear that, you know what I'm saying, that we're gonna have to struggle at the end of the day, after the election, that we still black at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Still gotta pay bills.
You know what I'm saying? We gotta pay bills, we still in the attack. You know what I'm saying? You know, I know Malcolm X, regard, you know what I'm saying, whatever your religion, whatever, you know what I'm saying, your sorority, whatever the case may be, the deal is, you know what I'm saying, man, the deal is as a people, you know, we are, you know, our communities are colonized and we got to hide these contradictions, y'all. And we need people to be on deck again tomorrow and Friday. That's Cook County Courthouse, y'all. I think we had a call-in queue. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Is the caller still in queue? 929-477-3785. You got any questions? You know what I'm saying? Or comments? Y'all feel free to call being with us. We got another 30 minutes. Any callers in queue? Y'all, I see some good energy tapping in. I guess Facebook let me out of comment jail. I can see the comments now on Facebook. I guess they put me in halfway Facebook jail. Free them all. Auntie Connie, like the
Don't call us in queue. They gotta press one if they want to get in queue. The one call we had, DJ had to let that leave. So, yeah,
Okay, call who called before. As you see, you know what I'm saying, you know, just go, hey, one thing led to another. If y'all can't call back and y'all press one to get in, can you press?
Okay,
She wants to know the Zoom link.
okay. Let me go up. I put it. I'm gonna put
It's
it
on
in,
my page or your
yes,
page?
on your page. I got it in the comments, but
Okay.
I can get it again. I can get it again. I'm gonna put the one for both of them tomorrow, and
so we got some of our advisory members of the Black Panther Party to so we have an advisory board, you know what I'm saying? That's Mother Current Corn, Jerry Stan McKinney, and you know what I'm saying, and this see the ruler class, they study general patent, you know what I'm saying? They they predecessors, you know, and we study. We don't romanticize our struggle. We study the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know, say, I don't want to know about no damn William O'Neill. Like, no, that's a reality. You know, so you have these different contradictions, and I'm listening to you that you say like this, even how you say when he described to you the way that your grandfather's body moved when he was shot. Those are, you know, these are that you know, dynamics that we, you know what I'm saying, these that we have to and struggle, like even in setbacks, because we are given a narrative. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying, that Mother Comrade always talks about this, the content slave, like, you know, we just went along with this. They give us images that, you know, on planet, you know, everybody was just serving master and loving. You know what I'm saying? But the resistance is so important, again, for a number of reasons. But that in particular, what you said earlier, say, damn, no wonder I feel this way, you know? Oh man, forget man. Just somebody help me. What's Jack Winter's the one his daughter name? Oh, I'm gonna beat myself up. And it's things that she would do, and this gives you a clarity, a sanity. You know what I'm saying? Or what, you know, why you? I want you to watch that episode too, but with Jake Winters.
Okay.
Yeah, and a few many episodes you can watch that. Watch that one up to those last week, y'all. Last week, and that DJU TV, I watch my, you know, what was the judge's name on the Red Squad? Oh, I can't recall that judge's name. Anybody else can tap into it, give us a judge's name. Okay, Auntie Connie, you see right here?
Judge name on the Red Squad?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. I'm here actually in the Red Squad right here.
Yeah, okay. Now you be careful with that Google. So you take, make sure you do study it critically also.
That's right there.
Okay, you see a judge name?
I'm looking for it right
now. Some of it, like I said, some of it be truth. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? But you got. We use this. We like this philosophical. We relate to this philosophical tool known as dialectical materialism. We come to conclusions with certain things to take into account common sense and past history. Like they tell us certain things. We went around doing chattel slavery. We can look at Reverend Nat Turner and get a basic understanding. Like, okay, yeah, you know, somebody, you know, who, you know, saying different dynamics of betrayal, so on and so forth. We can hear a story. I think it was a Living Color. They were showing black people and white people watching the news, and the same news station came on, but black people had a whole different interpretation. We have to. So when you see different history, we have to have a critical eye. You know what I'm saying? They tell us certain things. Like you said, something you just said. So they reported the police was shooting it or something.
Yeah, they say when I found out my grandfather was a Black Panther, I went and I looked it up and I started reading what they had. It says, "Oh, we announced that we had our hand to tell them to step out and put their hands up," and they kept driving towards us and they started shooting at us, and we got out. Now, when I talked to James, he said, "No, that never happened."
But before you talk to him, I
figured it was BS.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people have to. We have to start. You know, we have to. I mean, let's be clear. Let's take into account history. You know what I'm saying? It's certain. A lot of times we have a block, like, you know. I mean, like you said earlier, you was like, you know, you can believe this. You know what I'm saying? We have to, like, certain. We have to, like, take a historical look at what we're dealing with. A lot of people say, I can't believe this system does. You know what I'm saying? But look at the history of it. You know what I'm saying? And once you start, and we have to really, you know what I'm saying, look at that. I mean, look and say, man, like, I tell you, go back and look at the history of the music industry. This would not surprise you by the Puffy Combs. You know what I'm saying? You look at, music. Huh? You can't hear me on the blog talk? Okay. Music. Okay. I was saying, you know, if you don't know what they did to us yesterday, you don't know what they're doing to us today.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, like, you know, like in Chicago, people say, I can't believe that they will be, not just in Chicago, exacerbating and creating these, you know, sentencing for these guys to be fighting each other. You know what I'm saying? You know, different little brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying? The gang wars, so on and so forth. You look at the history, the infamous Woodlawn
Willie Lynch, the Willie Lynch letter.
the Willie Lynch letter, and the Woodlawn experiment, the Willie Lynch letter, no doubt. The Woodlawn experiment. This was on the south side of Chicago, where such entities as the University of Chicago, Sears and Roebuck, First National Bank, Rockefeller Foundation, Ford Foundation, they have funneled over $100 million to, you know what I'm saying, to what's the fiscal agents for the money to be trickled down, you know what I'm saying, to they claim to them Blackstone Rangers, and they claim to help the community out. These entities, and at the same time, the Chicago Police Department, they were dressed like the then known devil disciples. And they wearing black hats with white tied around it.
COINTELPRO.
There you go. And they would, you know, and they would create these antagonist situations. And then after that, who got the property? The University of Chicago. You know what I'm saying? And you look at certain dynamics, you like, I can't believe. You look at history, like they come in. Why would they try to hijack our movements? And you look at, you know, so you look at, you know what I'm saying, like, who do they raise up? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's like, so you're like, damn, it's insulting on one hand. Like, they done this, we've seen this happen before, again and again. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, they'll throw a look, and they, like, in the history of music, like in that movie 12 Years a Slave, they snatched that sister's baby. The first thing he said, he said, play that violin. It's a scene. They took this, so they finna get down. He said, play that violin. And they you know, it calmed everybody down. You know what I'm saying? And the history, you know what I'm saying, how music can be a double-edged sword. I mean, the doctor would say it's just music, but they study the vibrations, you know what I'm saying, how it impacts you. I mean, it's a joke with my generation. You know, my generation would say, you know, Isley brothers make a whole bunch of babies. That sets them, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they won't plan on coming in and having a relationship. That light hit a certain that light get a certain go down a certain level, and that Isley brothers kick on. You like, damn, hey, on second, hey, you know, what's your name again? And you look, man, the music and how it's encouraging, you know, and they reward it. You know what I'm saying? Look at the video games. I tell people, I say, you think if they had video games as opposed to Grand Theft Auto, they're teaching these guys how to carjack, you know, literally.
Yeah.
Kind of. What could you imagine some video games showing you some civics, or, you know what I'm saying, about how the court procedures go, or showing you, you know, like the actual protests, or showing you the police killing you, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, how you would respond. Can you imagine some music coming on in the morning, you know what I'm saying,
positive affirmation.
You know, a positive affirmation. It's a different dynamic. You know what I'm saying? And I had one of the most intelligent discussions the other day, was converse with the indigenous community, native community, and we was talking out in Seattle, and they just talking about, like, we talking about this fish, black cod. I had never heard of it.
Me neither. What is it?
Oh, it's black, man. It's off the chain, and they was breaking down the nutrients in it, and it was like a common discussion. I'm like, damn, and how it, you know, it impacts you, you know, and you know, just you looking out, like, in our community. I mean, it's like, it's a given, fried fish, fried chicken. You know, that's it. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And you, at the Wild You're waiting, this got to be by design.
It is by design. And you know, something else, like you was just saying, how I had the privilege of working in the county jail last week.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the ladies was in there telling the guys, like, you know, y'all got to have each other back on that deck.
Yeah.
And I was like, I agree with that, because, you know, like the Hispanic guys, it don't matter. And I've heard this before from my husband, who was a part of the legal system.
Yeah.
Like, when they go to jail, no matter what gang they are, what nationality, I mean, they all Hispanic, they gonna stick together. It's us who in there talking about, oh, you the op, you from D block and I'm from F block. Let's fight. Like, no, y'all have to stick together. That all go back to what we talked about, you know.
Yeah.
And it's the music, you know, you got this music playing. Oh yeah, shoot the ops, you know, that nigga don't like you, you know, stuff like that. No, we need something else.
Yeah. Real talk. Yeah. And this we was in front of the Cook County Jail a couple of years back. I remember we was protesting, and I remember we had the African Liberation flag, the flag that Marcus Mosiah Garvey had brought. We brought the red, black, green, And I've overheard them guards, the Spanish speaking guards included, like look at it's some of the Negro guards. What is that? You know what I'm saying? And I was it's a gang. I'm over, and I said, damn, this is something, you know what I'm saying? It's like no, and I'm thinking back to like say you have like a culture or something. This young brother, I remember doing Cinco de Mayo, and this young brother in Inglewood, he got 16. And he said, Cham, what's their flag? And I was explaining about, I was Cinco de Mayo. So I said, I said, they actually, I think I said, I said, technically, I think the initially they were not victorious. They may come against the French. And I said, well, if they lost while they celebrate, I say they resisted, they fought back. So it's acknowledged, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, damn, he said, well, he said, look how they carried around them cars and the flags.
Mm-hmm.
He said, man, we ain't got no flags, but we do got, I said, the flag, Marcus Mosiah God, we gave it. He said, man, he said, they'll lock up, lock our black asses up. And we said, I said, damn, they hurt, they cut, and to have something that you identify with, but we're told just when you talk about that, you automatically you're racist or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but that to have that identity, you know what I'm saying? And if you don't have it, you resort to like not to say hatred, you know what I'm saying? People don't self-hatred, because you're like, damn, we ain't got shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just like they tried to say that the Black Panther Party was a terrorist and a
Yes,
racist organization, the
yes.
Black Peace Stones,
Yeah,
all
dig,
no, those
dig.
organizations, like every organization we have, like for instance, the Panthers was formed because we were being harassed,
Yeah.
and it was a dire need for somebody to bring together the community.
Yeah.
And then you got like all of the black gangs, or I said, but they organizations to me, all of those were formed because they were fighting against the white terrorists that was the white gangs.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
every organization out here come, we rise up again. I mean, it's always like a counter, like we fighting something. You wouldn't have Black Lives Matter if the police wasn't shooting us down like dogs.
The first name of the Black Panther Party was Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. That was the first name, and that's important because, like the narrative is always given that we drew first blood. We just out here snapping,
and that's not true.
You know what I'm saying? We are like. Ironic thing is, I think all black people should get like a Nobel Peace Prize. They should go with the money included, because it's like you get a big compensation for that with that Nobel Peace Prize too. All black people should get a Nobel Peace Prize for the fact that we just ain't. I mean, all of us universally ain't just snapped out at the same time. I mean, it's different incidents where people get and don't get me wrong, don't get the wrong narrative. We get down. But the fact that just all over at the same time, and it's always when we defend ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
You labeled us angry,
violent. And you know what I'm saying? And it's and it's and so even like the police are trained when they beat you to say stop resisting. And some people, and so the narrative, that's what I say, the politics is so important to be able to put, so you could, the role of the media, that's their job, that's what they do. A lot of times people be shocked, like, I can't, and you know what I'm saying? And we have to be able to grasp, or not, like struggle not to take things personally. That hurts, you know what I'm saying? But to say, no, that's what, that's what they do. And they, like, even when they come flatter people, they get, I said, the system is so Machiavellian and gaslighting us. That was they take you isolate before they kill you. They fatten up a lot of these people, like they like feeding a turkey in October. You know what I'm saying? The turkey be like, ooh, man, it's a nice dude. This pilgrim is nice. He likes me. You know what I'm saying? No fucking shit. November coming up, you know what I'm saying? You'll be on the table. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And some people, some jive turkeys cool with being on the table. They like I tell someone, you like some people really so they really just want to be accepted by the system so bad, even at the expense of being on the table. That sounds crazy, but we have to acknowledge that some people, like, there's a book called Black Confederates, and it talks about some people that ran back from up north to run back to the plantation, and
comfortable. They were comfortable.
They were comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And we have, they refer to it also as the Stockholm syndrome. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know what I'm saying? You identify with the kidnapper.
Yep.
Yeah.
The person who, like, your oppressor.
Yes.
You
identify. Yeah. And we have to recognize that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people get caught, well, I'm gonna give you this green juice. I'm gonna educate you. Hey, no, we have some casualties in this war. Yeah. Y'all, we live in the record on Fremont Radio on the spirit of making history, taking history, and taping history, y'all. Live and direct. Y'all got these dates down on the calendar. You know, so we're on December 4th and November 28th for the November 29th the online birthday celebration. We'll post it on. We'll this next Wednesday. We have online. We had that ready hooked up to they'll send out to y'all how that's gonna work. Don't get me started on no technical discussion. I know technical stuff. You know what I'm saying? But and also we're gonna have posted how you can go online and support the upcoming International Revolutionary Day. And we need people, whatever you can do, come on and support. We need people. We need warm bodies, as Chairman Fred said. We need warm bodies, y'all. Tomorrow, 2600 South California, and that's they might start at 10, but let's again 9.
Yeah, just log on at 9 just to be on a safe side. Just log on if you're cooking breakfast for your kids or your husband or wife, just have Zoom going. Then you're gonna hear automatically when the judge and the rest of the court officials pop on.
Yes, indeed.
That's if you can't make it.
Yes, there's an option. You can't make it. Yes, indeed.
Let me see. And just for the record, if anybody was coming down there physically, Judge Atchison, that's her room. Wait, that's Friday. Judge Atchison is Friday. I believe she's in room 20. I have to look at it. I know how to get to the rooms. You know how you know how it is, but you don't know the numbers.
Yeah.
I want to say one is in 203 and the other one is in 205. I'm gonna look.
Okay. And then also they just on safe side too, because they'll switch up. The roster still, you can check his name on that computer thing.
I never do. I just always get
the I don't get it to us. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
1 second. Matter of fact, all I gotta do is click on a link and I can see which court room it is. Give me a second, guys.
We got a bad a cold link posted, so we're gonna have that for the IRD, and we got back for the flyer. Details gonna be posted tomorrow too.
Okay, 203 is tomorrow. Courtroom 203. That's tomorrow. And let me see, what is the other room? I want to say that's 205. Let me see. 205. It was 205, like I thought.
Thursday 203. Thursday. Okay, that's James Allen. 203 tomorrow morning. Friday is 205. And something else is going on Friday too.
Yeah, you did mention something else.
Yeah, something else is Friday. Something else is Friday. Something else. Well, y'all, I'm gonna post that. Something else is Friday. Damn, something else is Friday. Oh, something else Friday. Here they come to me. Any callers in queue? 929-477-3785 and press 1. I'm glad you came in, sister.
I'm happy you just say you allowed.
You gotta press 1. And I gotta yeah. Got a few things, yeah. Any comments, anything you want to add, y'all feel free to come on in. What is y'all? The real come to Vegas. Yeah, okay, we want to make that happen. Because I tell you what, who was the real mental capacity? Hey, if you can't check into that, let us know up there to see if any mobilizations happening in regards to this case too of just say his name, the Vegas case.
Brandon Durham.
Brandon Durham. And let's see if we can tie something in else and get that way. There's so many places we got to get to. It's ridiculous. We gave up there on the Ronald Green case. Got a victory in the Breonna Taylor. You know what I'm saying? We keep on swinging though. The police forgot his name. He was going to try to get his case thrown out. This one of the individuals that came in on the hit. They came through and gunned his sister down in the bed, Breonna Taylor. You know what I'm saying? Her auntie Bianca, this we tag team with cross country, Jacob Blake and others. You know what I'm saying? She was down there on the ground. We get touched down the court with them a couple of times, but she was relentless, non-yielding non-stop. You know, she been not just with that case of her niece, Breonna Taylor, but again, cross country. It's what command these forces. You know. And something else, another update. Prince Michael, his brother, the Hebrew Israelites, his birthday is today. Shout him out, birthday. G. Floyd, his birthday was yesterday. Shout him out. when Floyd passed, 4 years ago, I think. Went to go get a breakfast, you know what I'm saying? This morning, yesterday, thinking about him. Yeah, memory lane. Yes, indeed. I was thinking, I'm gonna stop through. I got to get back to Oakland. Y'all know I usually be there for every time with the Black Panther Party birthday. I missed it this past October 15th. I was actually thinking about you, sis. I've been drinking. I was drinking so much. I've been drinking so much of this coffee. And I said, sister, send me this stuff. This other substitute to drink the coffee. Now, okay, and I appreciate you. And I said, I got to shake this thing. Oh, Newt, that's right. Newt, Minister Dr. U.P. Newton's nephew and Melvin Newton's son. Newt's birthday. You know, okay, happy man. We gotta go. We gotta hit a few corners, celebrate with him, touch down with him, man. Our brother, no doubt about it. Yes, indeed. I was drinking so much coffee, I feel guilty. I said, man, I say, most deaf. I seen Baby was on. He said he had a cousin. He's on some show. They start drinking water. He says, cousin, I be drinking coffee. They got water in it. And I said, well, now I got to really struggle to drink more water. I said, man, I've been just moving up non-stop with this damn coffee. Got to tell you about this water thing. I think about this assistant alcohol with that substitute you got me to get on. I got to get back on that too. I've got the name of it. Yeah. Okay, I see. Finally acknowledge our greatness. Yes, awards. So start having personal awards. No doubt about it. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Acknowledge our own. I agree. Yeah. I agree. We have okay, right. I'm looking forward to it, sis. Yes, indeed. We're gonna be on the count. We're gonna go on the countdown. So give us any contact information, social media, anything you want to give out. You know, so, give that to us.
My social media.
Or have people get in contact, follow, whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying. Can also read the court dates for tomorrow. Friday. Again, we can't be redundant. We can't say this enough. So you just say it. So y'all got to replay this. So I repost it. That court date tomorrow. Be there. You know what I'm saying. So you can't say it enough.
Okay, so what I will do to get people to get in contact with me, because I closed down, I have my messenger set up. Well, you can only be my friend and message me, and I did that because every time it was like, let's say a police shooting, and I go on there and I basically give my opinion. Here come the racist people in my inbox. Yeah, you should be dead just like him. Blah blah blah. So
I feel you.
I cut that. But people cannot message me. But I really do want people to contact me. So you guys could shoot me an email.
Okay.
The email is T as in Tom, Y as in Yo-Yo, R as in Rainbow, N as in Nancy. Wait a minute, I say TYRANESIA, letter J, 02 at gmail.com. I'm sorry, I forgot to spell my own name. It's been a long day.
Yeah, I just say, I'm gonna get you on, man. Love and respect. Since you got to follow up too with that. We got set upstairs. We got set that up too. So we're gonna have this event for this again. Officially invite you out December the 4th.
Okay.
We're having flyers ready about near next weekend. We need everybody to come on out December the 4th. So she on. We're gonna get you on that too. She on a few mainstream radio stations too. Sister Sadie L. Walker. Get you on that with her too. Sister, I need you to help me out too. Put together a lineup for me. So I want to go. I need to do a media run before. You know what I'm saying? All the just set the dates. Let me know. I'm here before December the 4th. You know what I'm saying? So probably after Friday, I need to go on a blitz. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I need to go on a blitz. You know, see all these different radio stations. Everybody need y'all to hashtag, put that out. I want to get some of these comedians. I'm gonna hit them to do like some skits or something. Those to come on out to promote this thing. And if you can, y'all send the hit the donate button, a cash shop $ save the Hampton House. 55 years, donate whatever you can. $55, 55. You know, so some big people with big pockets. You know what I'm saying? 5,500, whatever they can. You know what I'm saying? It's coming up. years after the assassination, Chairman Friend defended Lamar Clark. Real talk.
You know, 1969 was a very bloody year in the history
Yeah.
of us. As I look at it,
Yeah.
and like I said, I didn't know my grandfather was a Black Panther. And then when I found out, and I look up the date, January 24th, 1969, I say this is 11 months before the assassination of Fred Hampton. So they were really out to dismantle the movement.
And January 17th, 1969, on UCLA campus, Deputy Minister of Defense Bunchy Carter, Deputy Minister of Education John Huggins were assassinated. It was back to back. You know what I'm saying? Even I think it was July of 68 or July 1968, I believe. Was it 69? I think it was 1968. They said it was reported to be like the largest draft. They hit Los Angeles area, the Black community in Los Angeles in particular, because the climate, the uprisings, you know what I'm saying? It was a revolutionary period. You know what I'm saying? You had, the type of discussions, type of music. That's how you could tell by the music what type of dynamics was happening, what the climate was at. You know, it was a revolutionary period that I'm fortunate to get some of the war stories. You know, if you will. Mother Comrade told about, like, she recalled being 7 to 8 months pregnant, walking from, say, Ashland to Madison. You dig down, you know, sent to Western Mass, 2, 3 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Brothers who out there, you know, you might think there's drinking out there. They, who know what? I ain't gonna cover this. They out there, they out there doing they drinking. Hey, power to the people. You know what I'm saying? Was talking to Comrade Stan McKinney, you know, the different routes. You know what I'm saying? I mentioned to him, like, even when they sold the Panther Party newspaper. You know what I'm saying? This was, you know, people being informed what's going on all over the world. You know what I'm saying? No social media, no, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And they was, and it's per Jake Winters, November 13, 1969. You know, said soon that next day, Nixon was reported to be in the helicopter. This on the Chicago Tribune. And then he said the Panthers got the last one, we get the next one. You know what I'm saying? And this was the time period where the state's attorney, L.V. Hanghan, said Wong gangs, you know what I'm saying? When Daley, at the Democratic Convention, 1968, Mayor Daley had said openly, shoot the lame, all looters, shoot to kill all rioters.
And you know what? At that time, May of 1968 is when Black police officers didn't like what was happening, and they formed the Afro-American Patrolman League. Mm-hmm. They didn't like what was happening, and they wanted to Black people, y'all getting treated wrong by law enforcement, or racism was in law enforcement. They formed that Afro-American Patrolman League. Yeah. So what James tell me is that my grandfather would, talk to them because he had a problem with my granddaddy Tyrone. Had this big issue with drug dealers and pimps in the community because he said they were cancer to the community. Like, so it was a situation like, yes, you communicate with the Afro-American Patrolman League, to try to get some of that. And it was a situation too where it was a pharmacist who sold this Black boy some drugs that wasn't any good. And so I have to get the story again from James, but James tell me a lot of stories when he actually hails my grandfather as a hero.
Wow, right on.
Where they beat the man up, tied him up in Washington Park. This is what they did to the drug dealer who sold that Black boy those bad drugs. Beat him up, put him in the car, and called the police. Had all the drugs in there. That man went to jail.
Yeah.
Because you just can't,
It was and not that's important to put. Different dynamic that we contending against. You know what I'm saying? Our community, like people talk about fentanyl. Now, in fact, we had a campaign. You say hashtag fuck fentanyl, hashtag fuck fentanyl. You know what I'm saying? And that's chemical biological warfare. How it's like advertised as commercial, you know what I'm saying? The Percocet, the drug, you know what I'm saying? We gotta make certain things not cool.
Yeah, like they put it in the songs and things, lean and all that other stuff.
And we gotta make it not cool, y'all. You gotta be, you know what I'm saying? And it's flooded through our community intentionally, you know what I'm saying? It takes away the potential. We have to start looking at everything politically, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like in China, they had what they refer to as the opium wars. And this was, you had, Chairman Mao Zedong, and saying they was, the British were literally trying to turn them into a nation of junkies. You know what I'm saying? You had, situations like the the Boxer rebellions. You know what I'm saying? People, the Chinese was fighting back, and they had to, not only with the British, they had like internal fights within the community to get these drugs out of the, not attacking the people, but exposing and really putting the context. This is the purpose of this. You know what I'm saying? Please put those stories on a recorder so that we can be passed on. That way, your legacy, or not. Yes, indeed.
And I will.
Yeah, we owe it to, we are service of the people and service of history. And we got them, and also the false right on, get men right on. Have to Google and get false back because this system is so right on, Auntie Connie. It's so Machiavellian. It'll take one little word, you know what I'm saying, and switch, and that's important, you know what I'm saying. Because when they put the monument of Dr. King up in D.C. initially, and it's something you had to say. Wait a minute, okay. It was the Chinese artists that had done it, and then it was a debate about one word. I think it was Maya Angelou, when she had said something to the effect like that word, it kind of get the impression that he's like egotistical or something. So they had to change one word. And so even like when a person, self-determination includes us speaking for ourselves. Because it's like, say a person, another community, it's different cultures. You know what I'm saying? The way you say a word, you know what I'm saying? The way you say history, you know what I'm saying? It can change the whole meaning of it. You know what I'm saying? And we have to struggle to speak for ourselves. And it's imperative. You have to wonder, why is it such a fight for us not to? I was watching this piece the other day, and let me put this in context. What's the lady name? This show. What's the lady name? Tammy. I can't remember her name. She had a talk show growing. What's her name?
I'm saying the talk show.
Her name. I'm gonna beat myself up today because my memory is getting real bad. It'll come to a minute, but she was on a talk show and they was talking about the YSL case in Atlanta. And they had these people called hip hop historians and stuff. And I was like, look at this here. People who don't know, who can't, the farthest thing from our community. And they do this with all our, you know what I'm saying? They do this with our movements, you know what I'm saying? It was a piece one time, the guy was interviewing this individual. They doing a whole narrative about Nazi Germany, the gas chambers. And by the fourth episode, the reporter said, well, it is kind of strange that you were speaking for this. And the guy said, why is that? He said, well, you were a soldier, a Nazi German. You were a SS soldier. And so you would put people in the gas chambers, And dude said, well, it make a difference. And I was like, damn. I say, at least you should, that should be noted. You know what I'm saying? That you know what I'm saying? Because again, we struggle against subjectivity. In other words, like so it's come from one side of you, but that's a reality. You know what I'm saying? We struggle to have given objective analysis, but we don't even with our community. We don't even get people who are even adversaries. It's like a Super Bowl game. They won't say you play for the Chicago Bears and you playing against the Dallas Cowboys, and you would say, okay, I have an issue with the Dallas Cowboys speaking about how this game went for up from you know what I'm saying. You say, well, get somebody who's more objective. You know what I'm saying? But we don't even get that. They go get people who were not even at the tailgate party. You know what I'm saying? Outside, they get people. They get people to tell our stories who were never. Like, did you watch a game on TV? They get. Who don't even know nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? And it's insulting. You know what I'm saying? When I read this book, I was like, man, it's certain things. I tell you, like even what us organizing now with the Black Panther Party Cubs, you can smell, you can't articulate the feelings of different dynamics. Oh, let's go a betrayal. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's the impact of that. You know what I'm saying? The trickle, how it impacts you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was on the Carl Nelson show. And he was saying, he said, how did that impact you growing up, champ? So that your ability to deal with people, you know what I'm saying? With the betrayal. When he said, I thought, I said, damn. You are. It's like normal to me to be scientific and what, you know what I'm saying? But you are impacted by that,
Mhm.
you know. And I'm gonna close. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna let you. So I say like I didn't recently. Hold on. We close on time. Let me let you get this close the last remarks. You gave us all the court dates again.
Yes, I got the court dates.
You got the
time,
court dates,
and y'all got my email address as to how to reach out to me.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all still locked and loaded for another episode. We coming back. You know what I'm saying again tomorrow and Thursday, Cook County Courthouse, y'all. 2600 South California. You can't be there. You know what I'm saying? The Zoom link is inside the comments. Repost this. You know what I'm saying? It's on YouTube. It's on Blog Talk Radio. Keep your heads up, eyes open, and fists clenched. The spirit of making history, taking history, and taping history. What's the call? Free them all. Come here and take us on out. Free them all.
Free them all.
Free them all. What you got in that sound booth? Or did they cut you off?
We got this revolutionary ritual, y'all. We say hands up, eyes open, and fists clenched, y'all. Hands up, eyes open, and but that's all right, because we said even before this happened. And we're going to say it after this.
I'm locked up, and everybody's locked up. You can jail the revolutionary, but you can't jail the revolution. Yeah, right on. The fashion to stop us all.
Back when I was young, I knew this shit would come. Black picture, paint the picture with some mud. Street wash up. As our brother, black cars, black paint glow, black home, black soul, black home. Uncle Tom, Susie, better